Welcome to the Morgan Branding Podcast. Welcome to episode 20. This is a topic that is very close to my heart, I would say, with not seeing anyone necessarily as a competitor and trying to collaborate and get closer to your competitors than most people, I believe, do. So I suppose it's that old adage of keeping your friends close but your enemies closer. If we stop seeing each other as competitors and more how we can help each other, I do think that allows you to spend a bit more time on your own business because you're not necessarily worrying about what other people are doing as much. Now, in different worlds that I've worked, this happens either to a big extent or to no extent at all. Since I've worked into or come into digital marketing, it is funny how when you speak to some people, they're going, "Why are you talking to me? Why do we do the same thing? I don't want to talk to you." Kind of attitude. And if people have that attitude, I just leave it alone and go, all right, no problem, move on in my life. Because all they're worried about is that we're a competitor and I might steal their work. Now, I find that kind of hilarious in that I don't know how many other people are doing what we're doing just in Warrington alone, but we're probably into the tens, if not hundreds of companies that are arguably competitors with us within 20 miles. So one more, isn't going to make any difference at all. And you may find out that, more importantly, you can collaborate and there might be areas where they're better than you or you're better than them at certain things and you can pass work across, you can help, you can maybe compare pricing. I'm not talking about fixing pricing, but I'm just talking about if you're struggling 1 month, you might go, well, we're charging this and you speak about that kind of thing and see how you can where you might be off the mark. You might help each other. So if you see that somebody's missing an opportunity, you might speak to them. And to me, you never know. Life is long. A lot of small businesses fail or don't, last 5 or 10 years. So I might collaborate with somebody now who might decide in 2 or 3 years that they don't want to own an agency anymore and they want to sell their clients to me, or they might want to come and work for us, or vice versa. So why not make them connections? When I was in the commercial property world, it was a lot more collaborative than competitive. You used to work with each other. You didn't tend to battle against each other because it didn't help anyone if you're battling against each other, in my opinion. So people used to work together, and that has meant that kind of in the commercial property market hasn't seen the same issues as the residential property world, which is a bit more dog eat dog. And I look at that world and I go, I would not want to work in that. It's so competitive. It's competitive on price. Agents don't talk to each other. Other agents talk other agents down. And I think it's a much more helpful environment where people talk, help each other, collaborate, and don't see each other as competitors every 2 minutes. It was a bit of an eye-opener when I came into this world. I tried to communicate with people and have doors slammed in your face because they wouldn't understand why you would even bother. We're competitors, why are we talking, And it just, to me, it just isn't like that. Cheers. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Branding Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, our handles are at Morgan_branding, or you can follow myself, Callum Morgan, on the same platforms. Cheers.